There we go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy Wednesday, as it is the Kano Impromptu stream day, which has become more regular, but I still like to leave it open just in case I'm not in the mood. And even, of course, as I start to sing, I'm like, oh, no, I'm getting a headache because my weather changes are great. It's great when every day you're like, oh, it's around this time. I'm going to get a headache now. Great. So it's just, yeah, it's wonderful because it wasn't happening before. And then suddenly it's like, oh, wonderful. So hopefully everything should be fine. Should wear off. I took some medication before I started the stream too, because I was like, ah, man. But we are here now, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with y'all. Oh, my goodness. I'm glad to see we got Oshawott here. We got Ironside. We got TD. I'm glad to see TD that you got the notification. It was funny. I jokingly was be like, I should just DM TD and be like, hey, I'm streaming. But I always feel like that's like a little like entitled. So I'm like, nah, I'll wait to see what happens. So I'm glad to see that you made it. I'm sorry to hear I'm sorry to hear you have an infection on a SWAT. That is not fun at all. I hope that you recover soon, and that you feel better soon, and that you don't spread your infection to other people, and that you can maintain it pretty well. But yeah, today the work day was pretty smooth. Got through. Let's see, we did some recording catch-ups, and then got some planning done for a Friday video, and then I had a little bit of time for lunch, watched some YouTube, and then after that, ultimately just was like I came in my room and I was about to do stream earlier, like about maybe 40 minutes ago, and then I got pinged about some work stuff, so I was like, okay, I'll try and get this finished up. So that I did that for the next half hour, and then that's why I'm here now. But yeah, no, science. Oh, gotcha, science selection. Okay, so yes, that's just like a sore throat basically. Make sure to have Discord open to see the notification more times than Twitch itself. You know that is fair. Discord is pretty reliable in that sense most of the time. Which makes a difference. Would you like a joke? I would love a joke, Ironside. What you got? What do you got for me today? I'd love to hear what joke you have to offer to the whole class today. I'm sure it'll be inspiring and amazing. As I say that not sarcastically. Not really. I promise it's not meant to be. It sounds like it though, which I'm purposely leaning into. But I would love to hear a joke. What am I doing? I am brain farting. We are going to be playing some Honkai Star Rail more, a little bit, just suspension. I'm going to do some simulated universe and other Star Rail endgame-ish content stuff because I've already finished all the main quests right now, and it's great. So we're going to do that, and they'll probably do some Genshin afterward. That'll be great. Did you hear about the cat that ate some cheese? No, I did not hear about the cat that ate some cheese. What the cat that ate some cheese do? Or what happened to it? Also, hi, Killer Rabbit. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to have you here. I will, while we wait for this joke to come in, it waited on my mouse with bated breath. I see. That's pretty funny. That's like, yeah, that's the. But it's funny. Imagine like it being like a Tom and Jerry sort of joke where it's like de cheddar, and then they just like he just like ingests it, Tom, and then he just starts like talking, and then Jerry's like, oh my, I love you, Tom, and that's just the vibe I get personally. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing fairly alright today. We did some work earlier. Of course, with the weather, even though it's like cooler out, I suddenly get headaches, and I'm like, why headaches do you happen to come now? So we are dealing with that for a little bit until that decides to go away, per usual. And yeah, but others I'm doing fairly alright. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Hi, Thunder. It's doing fairly alright, as I have already explicated. I appreciate that everyone always likes to ask how I'm doing, and I feel like I say myself 5 times over because that's just me. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows exactly how I'm doing, but I'm doing fairly alright today. I had a decent day at work, and now we're here to play some games and just relax and vibe. I have a whole pun book. It's like a lifeline through bad days, but so many friends have said to burn it. Now that's a shame. My mom would be very jealous to hear that you've got a precious pun book like that, because like we don't usually use a lot of puns, but we like keeping things chipper around here, and so having things that just make life more enjoyable and bearable are useful tools, you know? We don't take those things for granted. So I'm sorry to hear that your friends don't appreciate your puns nearly as much as they should be appreciated. Because they just, yeah, they help, they make you think about life a little bit differently. Helpful. I get that. That's even for me. Would you like another? Yes, please. I would very much enjoy that. That would be a thrill. Also, my mom texted me today while she was at work, and she sent me a picture of her and myself from over 10 years ago. And I'm like, man, that feels old. I feel like an oldie. Every day is another day closer to being old perpetually. What's the downside to eating a clock? Ooh. I imagine it's something to do with like being time, but even then it might not be. Sometimes things like that are pretty spiffy. Like I think they're just spritzing stuff outside. It's time consuming. That's pretty funny. I like that one. That's actually really clever. It makes sense. Puns. I like plays on words. They're great. They just are inspiring and influential. So just crushing enemies because I could. I was like, what am I doing? Where am I going? I don't know yet. I need to spend resonance stuff. Because we are pursuing things. I need to do what I do in Genshin, and I need to like figure out what character I'm currently working to build. Because every time it ends up happening, is I'll be like, oh, I want to, get like Akron up to like the next level, which is great and all. But then I'm like, okay, really, if I want to be super smart, like I did with Dan Heng as in Vibrator Lune, it'd be nice if I made sure it's like, okay, what characters do I still need better relics on, and then I can focus in on them better. Because like Dan Heng, he's doing fairly good. I feel pretty happy with where he's at right now. Now that we got this better crit damage thing, he can still have better crit rate, but it's not the worst. So I feel like he's in a good place. I feel pretty content with where he's at. So like he's built, and he's built the way he needs to be. I once found a hard drive filled with pictures and videos from quite a few years ago. I was just surprised it didn't get lost or something. Well, and I mean, I still have my old high school hard drive where I used to keep all my files. And the unfortunate thing was that it became corrupted. So then I have all the files in their loose form, but a lot of them are like in weird like pieces and fragments, and so it's like they're not like fully fixed. So if I was really smart, I'd go through and like make copies of all of them so I can actually put them into fixed documents, but I'm too lazy to want to do that because there's a part of me that likes to hoard onto all my memories, and then there's the other part of me that's like, well, am I ever going to look back at that again? Probably not. I just like the fact that like since it happened, I want to be able to record it in some way. Which is probably just a side effect of our kind of generation of growing up in midst of technology, being able to remember everything. So just that fact of that feeling of not being able to have all those things in mind is stressful for us sometimes. Let's see here. So let's see here. Branya is doing fairly all right with her stuff too. She's got enough speed. She mainly just needs crit damage for her buffs, and so she's doing fairly all right. The one thing she probably could get would be better boots, because her boots that she has don't contribute anymore to her crit damage playstyle. So that's the only thing that she's really missing is just some boots that'd be more efficient. So I probably could go farming for some boots for her and feel pretty content. There's an old Instagram account I had, and I wish I made copies of now of the photos, but a friend made the first account of me, for me. When my old phone broke, he wouldn't give me the password, so now those are gone. Oh no. I saw his account list the other day and it's gone, deleted. Oh, that's really rough. It seems so weird too. Like, they would give you the password for your account that he made for you. It's a little weird. I'm sorry to hear that though, because that's, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, unfortunately and fortunately, on the internet, most things are never truly gone. Like, they may be in some repository somewhere, but there probably are photos accessible in some way. You just have to kind of figure out where they're at specifically. But I'm sorry to hear that. It's not fun when you lose memories that you really are hoping to keep and maintain, and aren't able to find kind of the way that we want them to be. Let's see, so Brian needs messenger boots and link ropes potentially for broken keel. So she seems to be in need of those things. I feel good about Aventurine's sets because we worked really hard with him for March's stuff for forever. So I feel pretty happy with where he's at too. At least none of the sets that he has are going to waste. Like, all of it's applicable and pretty good. If they're somewhere, I'm going to do some searching into the files of Doom. It's going to go crackling in and see what you can find. It's not a bad way to go about things. It's really funny at the same time. Okay, so I guess that's maybe what we should do then. So let's go. We should do some messenger set hunting. I think would be the best route, because that'll also work for any other supports in the future potentially who might need them. And that does work out quite well. So let's do that. We already happen to be in the actual spot where we need to do it anyway, because that is right here. So we can do a little bit of farming. I can do a few without feeling like we need to waste it. Oh, we have a maximum number of relics. Look at that. See, that's the thing I really need to do too, is I need to sit here and I need to go through and salvage my relics I'm not currently using for much of anything, especially my purples, because my golds I still only have like, you know, probably about 1,000 between. But I really need to go through and get rid of a lot of them. It's different because in this you really just have to like mark off the ones you don't want to keep, and to be honest, there's quite a few. You can trash them like this, and then you can collectively do more, which is nice, but really just, I mean, you have to take the time to like go through and say, hey, I don't really want this, or hey, I really don't want that. Just have to be more consistent about like going and marking everything. Collector mode entered. It just, you know, it's part of this. It's. I don't like getting rid of stuff. Okay, that's the real truth behind it all. Like, I'd rather not. Let's get all the shiny stuff. Because you never know what you might find. Maybe I need someone who has Musketeer who needs a defense, HP effect, hit rate, and break effect. Probably not, because most of the time Musketeer is going to be a very aggressive set. Like, it's like, I guess the thing I have to remind myself of is if I am looking at pieces and I choose to say, I really don't want that piece, or I'm not going to put that on somebody, then why am I keeping it? Really? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this has effect, hit rate, and attack, but am I going to choose to put that on someone actively, or would I rather farm something else for somebody else? I mean, things you never know what you could, well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole point. It's like there's certain things you might want to keep, but then I'm also like, but is it worth it? Is it really worth the stress of trying to see if it'd be valuable at some point in time? Or like, for example, when I salvage all these, you know, even just these pieces here alone that I just grabbed, they're discardable. I can now quick select all my discarded ones. I can say, okay, let's salvage these. And I get 180 relic remains, which is actually quite useful. Because then you can use that to create more relics, and I've now opened things up. Hey, Nerves, how's it going? Like playing Skyrim and dropping 30 wheels of cheese. You never know when you need to... Exactly. There's all this free food out there. You know, you just gotta spend it all. You gotta like, grab as much of it as you can. So I get that completely. Just gonna grab all these guys and salvage them too, because we're already here. It's the 4 stars. They're the ones I really need to worry about, but eventually it's kind of like the 4 stars. I don't feel comfortable. Like, sometimes they're useful, but 5 stars are really sad most of the time. And at least with this, because I have so much in the way of the special artifact material that you need for this, I very rarely have to ever dip into spending artifacts to get artifacts to be better. So it's kind of just like it's just part of the game again too. So it's like, okay, let's see here. So like this, for example, this is just defense, HP, effect, res. Probably never going to keep that. Probably should just discard it. Probably should just discard this one. Probably should, actually this one's fine because it's got attack, defense, and effect, hit rate. This one probably could discard. This one I probably could discard. And sometimes the hard part is like, if you know, you might have one low roll, but everything else might turn out to be fine. Like this one actually is probably fine to keep. Like this one though, it's probably not going to be useful all that much. And oftentimes, at least in the later parts of the games, I start to get more picky about things anyway. It's like, is it really worth me being that picky? But at the same time, when you have so many artifacts to choose from, sometimes being picky is the only way you can differentiate between something that's great and something that's not that great. Some of these, obviously, like this one, definitely don't need to keep because it's got 2 low roll stats. And some of this, like, you know, that one's decently fine. But then you start getting to like more nuances where you have so many of them that have 1 defense roll. But yes, no, it's by the same company, so it feels very much like Genshin all the time, which is why, again, it was really easy to pick up Star Rail because it functions very similarly in a lot of ways. Because again, why would I keep pieces that are gonna not, you know, if they have too many not as useful set things, then I'm not gonna keep them. It's interesting because like attack is not necessarily the worst thing to have either. Like especially in a game like I used to think that getting attack was a really bad roll to get, and it's like, well, no, you technically need attack to be able to do more damage. It's just not as valuable as crit damage and crit rate necessarily, but it's still good. It's still an important stat to have, so you don't want to just, if you have good attack rolls, it's just as valuable. We just tell ourselves it's not, because game side of us is like, we want to make sure we have the most min-maxed character ever. And it's like, is it really that worth it? Not really. See if I just go with like for this, for example. So if I've even just gone through and marked up some of these pieces here, like I mean, this one has speed, but I really probably like an outgoing healing boost or a shielder. I'm gonna make March a potent shielder person. This is a shielding set. like getting attack bonus is not going to be really that useful for people who are using the set. Having effect hit rate still always very useful. Like if I took this, for example, so I salvage here what I've got. If I quick select all the discard ones I've already got here, I can salvage those real quick. Got 310 now. So now we've got now, it's still not a lot of space, to be fair. I was like, man, we spent a lot of time just to do that. It feels like it, well, it wasn't a lot of time. It was a decent amount of time. There's just a lot of pieces I need to, like, hey, these are things I don't need to. But that's more cleaning up than I think is necessary for you guys to see or deal with. Unless you really want to be like, hey, let's hang out with Kano while he organizes inventory. Some people enjoy that. Thanks for the hydrate, by the way, Thunder. I appreciate it. Just did the water. It's a problem. It's all good anyway. We have my free shield reset. Artifact domains are a lot easier to do than the, it's not 6 waves, it's just 2. That spin is a lot more minor. This man's gonna try and do a lot of damage, but unfortunately we got lots of shield. We never have to suffer any time. Even if the auto battle is not always the most sophisticated. Makes poor decisions sometimes. Oh, there's one enemy, so now the allies will contribute their own damaging fighting style. Okay, bye, Thunder. See you later. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Appreciate seeing you. Da 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 da. Fortunately, my automatic still does quite well. I had to refresh shield eventually before this is. Oh, he's right. Right. I'll have plenty of time to get his energy back. Ventry knew what I was looking for. On his own. As it must get the blue sword in the end. It's just got a little it's not necessarily a sword. It's like, because that's how most traditional muskets were back in the day. It's kind of had that piece. You've got the kind of like the back end for the aim shot kind of thing. Yeah, see, it's basically this way that she's got her or her musket designed. Bronya with her Belabogian attire. I know, she is pretty cool. Bronya is one of those characters who actually was quite a nice skip for me with the standard banner. I really wanted Welt, but I got who was at the time and still is the best standard banner support character ever. It'd be like if in Genshin, if I got Jean. Probably even better to some extent. I'd like to get myself a boot hill when his banner comes out. I cannot log in. Oh, why not? Is it, or are you just unable to get him at the time? Like you just are away and aren't able to access your computer kind of thing, or assumed for other reasons? I have a cruise vacation. Oh no, that's the worst. And that's like, then you can't really wish outside of playing the game, unfortunately. Do you have any friends you would trust your account with to be able to log in for you and be like, hey, can you pull a boot hill for me? Shit, this is gonna be damage turn. No. Alright. Get a refresh shield. And then Bronya. I'll just wait here a bit. Smelter says thing, yes, in the back of it. Okay, that's not bad at least. Because that could be an option you could pursue then. Is, have someone pull for you on that while you're away. But yes, monthly reset will be a thing, which will help quite a bit in order to get some pulls. Thanks for a little bit of healing from March. Let's see here, okay. Anything decent? Let's see. Ooh, this is a full hollow visor. Not bad. It's got crit rate, which isn't really what I need. Not bad. This is also decent too, with attack, crit damage, effect hit rate, effect res. For honestly, the damage in this can be pretty legit nice. sometimes. But the multipliers are also very different from Genshin in some capacities. You see the total damage here that gets done per round as well. I know Baron's like 2-3 weeks, so I'm gone for 2 weeks. I don't think I'll have enough time for him. Oh, gotcha. That also makes a difference too. Yeah, at that point you just don't have the means or opportunity. But fortunately, as with all characters and all gacha games like this, the character will always come again at some point. You just have to wait a really long time. Because I think even for Topaz and Numby, it was like probably like maybe 5 months since they've been around last. I think I can't remember. It's been a second. Oh no! All right, hold on. Let's take care of this just in case. I'm a little worried. Here. Yeah, I figured as much. Both at the same time too, which I think is even more funny. We love getting 2 bots at the same time. It's amazing. Let's just do this right here. We're going to do that. Boom. And then do this. Oh, boom. Wonderful. Nice. Gareth. Wonderful. Alright. The question now, bots is I don't even know. I feel like they just show up and they're like, hey, we exist. We are bots. Yeah, I guess gotten someone. Maybe they just have someone who just like, it's like something that just generates the accounts on end. You know they're bots when they've got really weird names with many numbers. At least sometime. Sometimes. Talking with the full grammar going. Yeah, I still feel. I mean, it was sad because I really. If you want the bots, just make a normal advertisement. Well, that's the whole thing. You know? And like every time I saw I get bot, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's worth it happening twice. You know? I don't know. I guess it's just a sign of my increasing relevancy, TV. You're going to witness the progress report. As Kano gets famous playing video games that aren't Minecraft, and Reno's, you know, upset. British Dr. Doof reference. If I had a nickel every time I saw you get botted, I would have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's worth it happen twice. Or something like that. Statement. We do stand a good Phineas and Ferb reference. I mean, it's not. I don't think he was the only one who ever made that reference, but it comes through quite clearly. Speaking of which, yes, Lucario, my friend, has not stopped talking. Well, to be fair, I asked him about it. But yes, Wuthering Waves does start tomorrow. And for those who are not familiar with gacha game titles, Wuthering Waves basically is it's going to be a open world style RPG similar to Genshin. And so a lot of people who play Genshin are very excited for the game to come out because it means that there'll be, you know, basically a competitor that's going to be able to come up and kind of do something similar to Genshin and hopefully challenge Genshin in terms of its viewership and or player base rather. And so there's people who are really excited. And it's also just for some people it's more content they can enjoy. If they like Genshin, they're like, oh yeah, we might like Wuthering Waves too. So we'll see what's out there. It's one of those things where like I've seen it. It's just like with most I was getting AFK Journey was coming up quite a bit as well, for me and ads and things like that. And for me it's kind of like Honkai, Star Rail, and Genshin have taken up most of my time in general. And so it's kind of like I don't even know if I'd even have time to try and consider Wuthering Waves. But I know some people who are currently doing it. Are you planning to touch it on nerves? We're getting into the woo-wah action. It already has its own abbreviation. But that is true. The gamers are not entertained, then what even do you have anymore at that point? Let's see here. Handy dandy. Not terribly. Some potentially could be useful if it rolls into certain things, but let's see. I'll do. We should be okay with this. That'll be enough. What we need to spend, because what we want to do at least once is do Spin of the Universe once because I like to be able to get a little bit of it done. I've loaded, not pre-registered. I decided to start with the female protagonist. I don't know why, but I'm leaning to design more than female protag. Honestly, like, go for whatever design you like best. I'm sure you're already thinking to that, but most of the time I usually pick the male protagonist just because I prefer it, but I've always been interested sometimes in seeing, just again, it's like it's a character in a game. So if it's something that you are enjoying the style of them, then go for it. Let's see, what kind of world should I go for? I already went through and did some clears in some of the worlds I hadn't touched yet because I like to use both because it's very fun, but man, it's mostly style. It's fair. Actually, not done much on the Glamoth or Penacony area. I thought of picking up Penacony for oh goodness, for who? There's somebody. I remember what it was. Oh, it'd be useful for like a potentially like a Welt kind of style, or someone, or like in like a Trailblazer, Armory Trailblazer, because it's boost their energy regeneration rate and then boost damage for all other allies that, you know, are imaginary. And since I use imaginary a lot, it'd be not so bad. Those might not be bad ideas to do anyway. It's like playing Aether, I mean, for me in a sense. The feeling of how they move when you play. Yes, exactly. Like, to see kind of like what the style of the gameplay that you like, which, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I think that's smart to take it that way. Okay. This will World 8. We can do it. Then we will take the Hunt, because that'll be the strongest aggression tactic for us anyway, because we got Aventurine, so I'm not really worried about taking damage. Should get the Curio always, every time. Cosmic Lotto is going to be useful as well for chances to get Curios, and I never have to worry about losing health, because if I do, I get shields to back it up. Battle can usually be run for the early stages anyway, because they're all pretty fragile regardless. Let's see, so we can, let's see. Grab this one for full attack damage bonus, and then we'll do Interstellar Pyramids either. Effect. We're not going to be so the ones I'm looking for. Oh, it's already funny. We already lost it. Did we? Oh, we didn't lose any. Oh, actually, we didn't lose any technique points. Interesting. So it broke. We didn't actually lose it. It's like the 1% chance that you would get to not break it when it breaks. That's interesting. Not expecting that of all things. Right, then we'll take just Hunt one, so we can keep progressing for that. And then let's do Occurrence. Oh, there, now it destroyed itself. Oh, I got the other one as the Curio, that's why. I find it really fun if you've marked Preservation, Trailblazer, and Aventurine, you get free stacks encounters. I guess Japard can stay for freeze. Well, that's the thing, too, is like, Preservation working together is kind of neat. Some people think it's redundant to have a March in addition to an Aventurine, but March, in this case, for me, is working more as a sub-DPS with counters, with Aventurine being able to apply a shield for everybody. So, yeah, it is nice when you can get kind of a good stack like that, and they just counter and counter and counter, and obviously for the, you know, Preservation Trailblazer, they're getting the opportunity to taunt and keep damage on them, and they just keep accumulating their fire stacks, which is nice. Let's see here. Actually, I will discard this one because we just broke one of these. Which one did we break? Oh yeah, the International Big Lotto is the one that has broken. That's the one we want, or want to give them. This one. There we go. Yes, I would. Welcome back, Oshawott. All right, let's go back to the current again. Because sometimes the nice thing with these ones is I get chances for things that. That's funny. Oh, I got the Sealing Wax of the Hunt too. Nice. You get opportunities to get different occurrences, and then you can get rewards for it. This is the Foxy and Dancer one. Insights from the Universal Dancer. There's a Talisman. Oh, it's stained with blood. Exciting. Well, you know, I always like to do one because you never know if you might get something useful. Oh, we got 100 for that. Okay, so that's fine. It means I didn't lose out on anything. Okay. Ooh, we got Blessing of the Hunt there. Nice. And they're like, okay, there you go. You just get it, win. Nice. All right. On to the Elite Fight. Yes, Aventurine does do follow-up attacks. Well, that's even, for me, why I chose to keep March on my team especially, because not only does she get good counters then, it also acts like a follow-up attack, so then Aventurine can use his follow-up attack more. Since I decided to pull for his first Eidolon, then what he does is using his ultimate, he also gets the refresh there. And then with this, I'm just flexing here for no reason. He has, the ability to refresh his that does it. Oh yeah, when he does his balanced swap attack, then you get the fortified wager. Just another boost of overall everything. Because bingo works really well. So working that with March has been really handy too. It has nothing to do with Eidolon. His Eidolon works with the ultimate refresh, which I do appreciate. So you can, again, keep his shield up even more actively. One cure that swaps all curious is scary and very risky. You get something you're gonna, yeah, precisely. It's a very dangerous one to get. But, it also makes it interesting if you're in a really bad run, it's really useful. Now that one is, well, there's one I think that swaps blessings, but there is one that swaps curios too. They've got both. Got this, Bronya. Yeah. Got before you guys sanction up. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Give us more hunt, please. Okay. So, oh yeah, because see right here. Look at this one. Trying trapezohedron die. Trying trapezohedron die. Replaces all curios with random curios. So right now we have Wax and Hunt and Cosmic Big Lotto. Not really worth it in my opinion. Cavity system model would probably not be too bad, but we don't need to lose everything. The Eidolon boost is always great. Space-Time Prism is legitimately the strongest ones we can get in this game. Okay. Let's do this to get some pulls. We got a Pentaconi. Ooh, nice. That's useful. We were thinking about wanting that anyway, so I'll take that. Is Robin a good support? That's the Blessings of the Mask one. That is right. Yes. But yeah, no Pentaconi is Robin a good support? Robin's a very, very good support in this game. For the longest time, for a while, had been planning to pull for her. And I actually did pull for her, but I didn't get her. And so then I was like, well, do I really want to, I've got a guarantee I could save her. I could either get her and have, a really strong second Harmony character to work with, or I would just choose to basically keep on with who I have. And I probably would have been more incentivized to pull for her a second time all the way through and get my guaranteed if we didn't have Harmony Trailblazer in this. But like the fact that they basically just gave us a really useful support character for free by just doing the story was really, really nice. But if you grab Sunday to summon her when she reruns, well, and the thing is, I don't even know, like, there's some characters in this game who I'm really looking forward to having come out at some point. Sunday is definitely one of those ones where I'm like, ooh, I think he'll be a fun one. I'm most excited, though. I've been waiting, and you're probably not surprised by this. I've been waiting for Skrullum. No sign of him yet, but I would love to get Skrull because, robots. Fellow robots gotta unite, and I like his design. And he's smart, he's cool. So I feel like it'd just be nice. I really hope that Skrullum's a fun character at some point. He's someone I've been waiting for time. Yeah, Sunday would be a fun one. Again, I think it's with this game, I do tend to be very much like I'm only going to grab them and pull for them if I think they're going to be useful. Like it took me, or at least someone I like I waited until Dawn Hung and Vibrator Lene came out, and I was like, okay, this is someone I want really badly, so I pulled for them. Acheron I happened to get because I did a single 10 pull and got her within the single 10 pull. And so that's why I have her. I didn't go crazy for Acheron, I just happened to go for her. So then, sort of in terms of limited characters, the next one was Aventurine, and then also just getting, Aventurine is the most recent one, so that's why I still have so many pulls available left. I'd say any support is a good support. Just invest in them and figure out their synergy, then you're all set. Precisely. Star Rail is very forgiving in that they give you a lot of really strong characters you can use, especially 4 stars. It's got to, know how they play them, which is, again, why in this case, even if like people would laugh and be like, why do you have, again, joking things, but like, why would you have Aventurine and March on the same team? Well, because they synergize really well. And in this case, because of how I have them built and how I choose to play them, they work together really well. It'd be the same thing if we had Japard on the team, because he can apply big group shields as well. Aventurine just has the follow-up attack bonuses, which Japard obviously doesn't get the help with. So, different things. It is also sad because when I went to for Robin, I already had a Bailu, and I always wanted to have a Bailu because I like getting the standard characters. It's better than I've done in Genshin, where I've just gotten Kaching and D-Luke, and yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's the biggest brain fart where I was like, and Mona. I've gotten Mona as well. Okay, bye, Ironside. And so because of that, I've only really ever gotten so many characters. Star Rail is the one game so far. The only character I'm missing in terms of standard 5s. Well, actually, there's 2. Sorry, I'm missing Himiko and I'm missing Japard. Those are the 2 characters I don't currently have. And fortunately for me, Aventurine functions for the same purpose as Japard. Himiko's the one that I really wish I had because I have Himiko's 5-star light cone that I got from the standard banner. So it'd be nice to use her, especially now that Pure Fiction's been so much stronger. More of the end game people tend to be focused on. Let's see here. This one lower speed if I don't need that one. This one. Seems to avoid me like a plague. Well, that's, I got his light cone and him. So if you want, one of those, you can share. They don't really use him all that much, unfortunately. I have all the perma ice characters. He's like, no. Plus, the thing too is like, outside of Herta, most ice characters are really built around this like big idea of freezing people. Even Misha's a fun one to really do a lot of freezing. Why are you shielding, March? What are you doing? Why are you using your shield? I appreciate your kindness, March. March is on it. She's like, no, Don Hung, you're fine. I'm gonna keep you safe. Yeah, they're using their shields a lot today. Maybe there's because of the simulated universe bonuses that they're just choosing to use it more often, which is kind of funny. So can't really complain. I could use the ultimates, but I tend to use them very sparingly, which is, again, where I'm like, okay, I'm probably still doing pretty good in terms of my characters if I am refusing to use my ultimates all the time in regular gameplay. It's more just when I get to the end game mode, suddenly everything goes crazy. So, ooh, actually, that'll be nice. That'll be damage. Let's do... Sure, too. Azidong is a very squishy character, even with a lot... Yes. Yes, no, indeed. Grab 4 from here. La 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 la. Okay, get those. Okay, let's see here. Moth. Ice damage boost is actually pretty nice, all things considered. Only just needs speed, but a good Penacony with attack, crit rate, effect hit rate, and break effect. The only bad thing is the defense, not the best. Right. Sounds kind of this one. Well, I mean, everything can be useful to some extent, but that's where I get guilty. I'm like, everything is useful. I'll just keep everything. You never know what you might need. Okay, so that's fine. They don't need health. Okay, so we'll download. I want to go real crazy. I can just be like, let's bring our Trailblazer next time and see what happens. Let's see. I will Curia purchasing. Ooh, Black Hole Trap. Actually, no. So how do you yeah. I mean, I think. Lots of I thought probably see battles anyway. Okay. I have the transaction domain. Robot sales terminal. Can either we can purchase either blessings or things. So let's do this for now. Let's see. Ooh, perfect. Quite useful. Okay, we can either get an occurrence or a transaction then. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's the aha hitting stuffed toy thing. You get the choices. You can either pat it lightly or hit it hard. And in this case, it's one of those things where it asks you to hit it hard, so that's why I usually do it that way. You also get just as much points for it. I commit every time. Okay, download her. So actually, the Cosmic Fragment boost didn't really make a difference at all, did it? Nope. Not one bit. Well, so it's her to here. Let's That's our roommate. Get with blessings. Against Yen Ching. Look at that. Want to get extra fancy? What we could always do is go like a. Actually, wait. I was like, Akron's looking really sad. We could bring in Harmony Trailblazer for some extra fun here. Look at that. We get double Harmony now. Whee. Forgot to let Brony's up first. That's okay. We try and do damage. Ventrine's ready though. Okay, hold this again. Super break. Definitely, yes. Yes, no, yeah. Fun though. It is a little weird out of context, but that's a lot of these games. Is very strange out of context. Now the big things we gotta try and hit these and see if we can hit the right thing to get the weakness broken. No, we need that one. These are all normal, right? I think, yeah. Goal is to try. You gotta try and figure out which of these requires a weakness break. But then once it goes onto one, you just have to destroy the others. Whee! Just got the wind weakness that was shared from Bronya earlier. Not really. Yenching, voiced by the same person who voices Dia. Whee! I didn't even need to worry about trying to beat this up. I could if I want to, just for funsies, but I don't need to. Ah, he's frozen. Ta-da! Ah, I missed the one. Missed the one. I was like, I'm trying to just to annoy him. Eh. Alright, fine. Block on him. I'll be fine. Okay, let's do some work then, because the Ventrine shield has gone down. I was lazy and forgot to pay attention to it. Almost there. Nice. We got that one. Good. Got that one too. Fancy. Okay. Bronya's cleanse. Mr. Venturine out. Shields back up are fine. Archer is your favorite one again. Yes, that is quite a fun one too. I currently have him with it's a Litecoin I used to use for Bronya, which is the Memories of the Past. I've got that currently on him. I will say that the yes, well, Bronya can cleanse. That's what makes her so fun. It's like that's what also makes her useful to find when I don't have March, because between March and Bronya, they both have a cleanse. I used to have I still have Huohuo. I don't use Huohuo on my team actively because Aventurine kind of covers the sustain part of things. But yes, the fun of characters who can do multiple things at once. Huzzah! And can effect rest. Yes, precisely. That also helps with them too. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do one. Assume. Oh, I've reached the he'll be back. Leave for now. That's how you do it. Just gotta go and clean some room up. That's where it's like I probably need to spend more time actually cleaning things up with this, but it's hard. At least go to all the 3 stars. If nothing else, we can salvage all those. And then let's do 4 stars, and then we'll... Oh, sorry, hold on. That. Here. Would somebody build unfect res? That would be nice. Like someone who actually like applies off of that the same way that because like you have like Laocha who technically gets bonuses off of that, but doesn't exactly like play to that entirely. Okay, this is usually how I tend to sort things out more easily. Because if any of them have just these two in general, it usually means that they're not going to be that great. If they already have both attack and defense or another stat, they probably are going to suck pretty bad. In this case, it wouldn't be necessarily as bad because you get the attack and crit rate, but again, it's random, so you never know if it's going to be really that useful. Let's go through, and if I see any that seem to be useful, I will keep them, but otherwise, too worried. Also realizing, too, if I ever end up into a place where I really need a better piece of something that I really need a specific main stat for, I usually just craft it. I can always just, you know, do my normal piece of things, but at least in terms of the regular bits, it's not so bad. Emergency effect res is good enough here. Very often. That is yes. It's got some pieces so she can take care of the business. Then can you? I did this a lot, so I'm not surprised I had to do this at one point. We'll go back over. Now I can claim. Consume. Siglamoth with defense and crit rate. You. Nikoni, attack, HP, effect res, break effect. Could potentially be useful for attack boost. This might be good for face. For Robin. If I had her, this would be not a terrible one because it's attack, so it'd be useful for her with the energy regeneration. And then we'll as we can also grab ourselves. Oh, you're okay. No, wait, never mind. Oh, that consume. Go off. This one has crit rate effect res. That could be potentially useful. Break effect. Back. Okay. Nothing terrible there. That's all right. He's in the universe. Yay! Our blessings. Got our main points. We got our free stuff as well. None of these really are that great. Extrastellar jades. Got our free pull. All our credits and stuff. Looks like we also got a currency I hadn't gotten before, which is Cosmic Altruist. And oh, these are from before. I was like, those aren't new. I got those from the last time I did stuff. I wasn't with you guys. All right, look at that. Because we did simulated response today, grab that, pops us off. Easy. Grab it here as well. And we're at honor level 40. Got our self-modeling resin for the month. Let's see here. Okay, well that really covers all that. Yeah, the other reason why, like, I also will say, and this is me being really economical as well, even if I really, really wanted Robin, you know, she'd be great. If I got her the first time, would have been fine. But the thing is, because I already have March maxed out and Jueyi maxed out, it means that 2 of the 4 stars that are on here aren't good pulls for me because I already have all of their Eidolons, and I use them both pretty actively. So it's kind of like I don't need to get more of them, and so then it's like it's really more pulls for you though. Yeah, exactly. So it's like at that point it's kind of like I don't know if I want to necessarily just sit there and recycle because they typically go into this currency, which again you can save, but you only get 5 of these per month. So it does kind of take time to get everything acquired. And usually, and I don't use these much for these. I tend to want to save these for the light cones, which I could also get another one of these if I really want to. I could keep trying to superimpose Bronya's light cone. I can get really strong because once hers is at superposition, it's at full. She gets 18 energy, and then she also gets a 50% damage bonus, but it's still not as good as getting a full. It's getting a full other light cone for somebody else. But at any rate, okay, so we've done our simulated universe once. We'll do it again later this week. I'm not gonna worry about doing it twice today. But then I can get my Herdabond because I tend to use my Herdabonds to get Star Rail passes, even though I don't have these other light cones because I don't use them for anyone else. I just keep getting Herda passes all the time to get my pull fix for like a 10 pull every time. It's not always the best. But yeah, okay, I think this will be where we'll switch to Genshin though, because there's nothing else I can really think of that I need to do at the minute. You guys can see the ones that I need to build up more. Pale needs to be expanded on better, but we'll get there eventually. Okay. Let's do a little swapsies. to be that time, I think. Don't know why I'm stopping to the screen when I have to switch it in the game anyway, or switch it in the main screen regardless.